As we prepare for the Black Stars provisional list, there are so many stories making the rounds, which I would like to comment on before the list comes later on today. By close of day, we'll have a 35-man list, a provisional one at that. There'll be some surprise names in there, hearing the return of players like Samuel Owusu, Jeffrey Schlupp as well. I hear he has been convinced. We'll be looking at all that today. But the news making the round today and yesterday in the evening was that George Boateng had been named as part of Pundit that will be commenting or being featured on BEIN Sports, yes, an international media portal that will be covering the World Cup. And George Boateng had been mentioned as one of their pundits. Well, it got a lot of people talking. Is he not focused on the Black Stars? Is it because Otuado, who is the head coach, is doubling as a top-mon coach, and so even the assistants have decided to follow suit in that respect? What is happening with the Black Stars? Well, Henry ASANTE, the communications director of the Ghana Football Association, has come in to explain the situation with this news about George Boateng taking up a punditry role with BEIN Sports. We're also going to hear from the president of the land, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who has admonished the TFA president and sports minister to allow the technical team to do their job without interfering. We'll listen to what the president said when they paid a courtesy call on him and provided him with a jersey of the Ghana Black Stars exactly 1 month to the kickoff of the tournament in Qatar. We'll look at all that today. As usual, subscribe if you have not, click on the notification bell to get more updates. Before we get an explanation into why George Boateng is taking up a punditry role for BEIN Sports, an update has come up from one of the players we were pursuing. JEREMIE Frimpong has been included in the Dutch national team's 39-man provisional list. So that ship has sailed. JEREMIE Frimpong will not be with the Ghana Black Stars, as some of you were thinking. The right wing back has scored 4 goals this season in the Bundesliga for Bayer Leverkusen. He will possibly be at the World Cup, as he has been included in their 39-man list by Louis van Gaal. So those wishes about us getting him in the team, they are gone. And I think in that position we have competent men who in the right formation or situation could do us a world of good. We'll look at the story on the president admonishing the technical team members to be given the leeway to do their job. And in an interview, courtesy call was paid on them from the GFA president. He was presented with a Black Stars jersey. He called on them to allow the technical team to do their job. Let's have a listen to what the president said.
Having chosen the technical team, Mr. President, I would also implore you, leave them to do their work. The work being also to choose the players. I think that the people who run football clubs, they know what it is that you require of a good coach. He takes the responsibility. And if he doesn't, you know what to do with him. If he works out, but what is always a problem is minister saying this person should play. President saying this. The president tells me I should tell you that X player should play. No, we don't want any of that. We have confidence in the people you've chosen. I think we've got a very good team. Otuado, Chris Houghton, and George Boateng, which is Kilns. I think we've got a very good set of people.
Yeah, the president there. The president will say one thing, the sports minister will say put this player in. Let's allow the technical team to do what they see fit for the country to do well at the World Cup. And I think it's right. It's the best thing that we can do for the technical team right now, especially following the backlash that is coming on after news making the rounds about the lack of commitment from the men in charge themselves. I think they have to be given the leeway to do their job. And talking about them doing their job, many people were angered by news that George Boateng had been included in BEIN Sports lineup of pundits that will be covering the World Cup for them. And now the communications director of the Ghana Football Association, Henry ASANTE, this morning on Asempa FM cleared the air on that, stating emphatically that George Boateng will not leave the Black Stars job to go and do a punditry work. He explains in detail why he was included in the list of pundits for the World Cup for BEIN Sports. Let's have a listen to him. Quite a lengthy interview.
First of all, George Boateng will not be doing punditry during the World Cup. Second, no, it won't happen. Secondly, George Boateng any BEIN Sports and nra no sign contract with BEIN Sports. George Boateng signed contract with BEIN Sports in 2014 during the Brazil World Cup. That time no or Malaysia or Malaysia.
Okay.
Now BEIN Sports a huge market in the Asian sub-region.
Okay.
And you know, George Boateng being a Dutch ex-player, George Boateng, a former Middlesbrough player, a former Aston Villa player, they wanted to tap into his expertise. Into 2014, and I was starting BEIN Sports as a pundit.
2014.
Now, exactly 10 days ago, I am being specific.
Okay.
Exactly 10 days ago, and yet 2 weeks, 10 days.
10 days ago.
Less than 2 weeks. And a BEIN Sports for friend, no say. They know he's busy with the Black Stars.
Oh,
yes, they know he's busy with the Black Stars, and it will not be possible to do anything for them during the World Cup. But say Ekobase or available, would he be willing to do it? Now, George,
ASANTE FM.
Ghana target, they say, he stay throughout to the final.
Okay.
We want to stay and fight as much as possible and get to the finals of the World Cup.
Okay.
Now, if it is that wish does not come true, not or you're available, because Maestro, for instance, me to me Asempa, I mean, me to me Asempa sign contract.
Yeah.
Say, Bribia mean yeshi no.
Obeba
be juma mama. A contract, a open. In that sense, you don't pay me until I appear. But me know contract. In this China say Esuboy 102.1 FM. Say membrana me meye adwuma ma omo because me dey Asempa sign contract no. Make a chere Esuboy FM say me available. But Asempa frame na me ho ye din. Na me won kwa na me tinkwam nko ade a. E wo say me call because there is a running contract. Into that is the situation with George. Now, after he told them, say, okay, let's say Ghana, your wish, and say, you be final. You go final, I have nothing to do with you. Because honestly speaking, I have been with the team since Enipa Banai way take it over. Team preparation, meetings upon meetings, meeting with players, analysis, videos, and all that. Oh, nyaho kwan every kata, enko America, enko ye punditry work. It's not possible.
I don't know when declining in the first place.
Okay, Maestro. Say, me catch you say me ko adwuma no pebia 7 a.m. But that man ko adwuma no me ba. Say me nka say me ne wo be adwuma. It is based on that man ko adwuma.
But we sign the contract
no. And one sign contract in nra. Adwuma dia we since 2014.
Okay.
Like I said. Into Jumedia wedi since 2014 no say wan kotena ho ye ntwa ticket ama no ama na nkotena se a ye ntuaneka matini ma bebre na o ye adwuma ma Ghana and na okoji sika. It's not true. It's not as if say he earns money from BEIN Sport on daily basis into one kwa say be betranity. It is based on appearance.
Okay.
But minimum agreement say whenever I am not available I will come. In 2014 you book in for 1 week. Okoduriano because of how Holland performed. Enti o stay for 3 weeks.
Okay.
Because we in 1 week now Okono. Stay for 1 more week. Holland moved to the next stage. Oh, if Holland has moved to the next stage, stay for another week.
Okay.
Enti instead of 1 week, he stayed for 3 weeks. Enti ne tintini ne tietie mu nyina ne say George going into the World Cup and ye na dream say oja Black Stars ho.
Okay.
Akoye panditry. BEIN Sports. There is nothing of a sort. We have been properly briefed. His heart and commitment, 100% commitment, is with the Black Stars.
Okay.
The dream, any dream, we say go all out to the final. If we stay throughout and get to the final, 18th December, now you're final.
Yeah.
What I say. But in another sense, being sports a very big, a huge media platform, and they want to sell their platform and tell the world, they say these are the people who are going to work for us during the competition. To me, can't say I can only come depending on the results for Ghana. It's in family income. Team that with George Boateng in mind, but on condition that Ghana and final.
ASANTE FM. So ideal situation, say be a group stage, you see Ghana Bonnie and Timia movie beyond the group stage. I know I'm saying what play now or cut now or your analysis in this.
No. It doesn't just end like that. Ideal situation, Ghana call World Cup. Now Timia progress to the next round. He has the right to say I will come or I won't come.
But said the whole Canadian, so sometimes they are available because you two every chroma young travel more than 2-3 days. And to be able to base.
Yes.
And to that time I'm available.
But nothing binds you to go at all cost. Even though you have agreed in principle, say me available, be anywhere show.
Okay.
Say sorry, not to sound at all cost.
And I'm progressing now. Maybe later who's what being the analysis and say or say
I can't speak to that because many swadin who say Ghana be kon be exit group stage. Many swadin who say Ghana be kon be progressive from group to knockout to quarter final, semi final, and then.
So you heard him there in that lengthy interview there, and it's quite clear that this agreement was had after a while. He did it for them in 2014, and 10 days ago they contacted him again. The contract states that if Ghana should probably exit, they will call on him for his expertise since he has worked with them in the past before. That will say, why he predicted that Ghana will not go far. Let's be realistic, probably not. Does that mean his focus is shifted? I don't know, but I don't think this is anything which should anger us so much. So that is it. You've gotten the explanation. He's not going to be doubling the role as a Pundit and then as a Black Stars assistant coach. There's no way it's going to be possible. It was never going to be possible. So I think we can all settle down and be calm on that respect. So that has been it for today. Talking to you about George Boateng's role with BEIN Sports, explained by the communications director of the Ghana Football Association. It's clear now what he'll be doing. JEREMIE Frimpong called up to the Dutch national team, and the president tells the FA president and the sports minister allow the technical team to do their job. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Enjoy the rest of the weekend as we wait for our 35-man provisional list.